Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're here with ClockworkHavoc and we are doing an interview. Let's get right into it. What inspires you to make Kusa?
CUSA was actually made to combine the concept of military games and city games. So if you go into our game, you'll notice that it's surrounded by a city where we try and make it as immersive as possible. We have a gun shop so far. We have a bank that's robbable. We have a courthouse that's not really utilized right now, but right now we're working on making all of our divisions active. That way, it's as realistic as possible for both the military and the citizen aspect of things.
Alright. Do you have like any future updates for Kusa?
Oh, I mean, we have so many. I actually just brought in this new scripter. Right now, we're working on transitioning a bunch of our scripts over. That way, we fetch the players' data in regards to their as in their group ranks, if they're in groups, stuff like that, if they own certain badges or game passes. That way, when our other scripts are running, they're not using the ROBLOX service to lag it up. With that, we're working on a bunch of new GUIs using the proximity prompt service. We're making lockers, so there's no more mannequins that you have to touch. Basically, just making everything a lot more modern and adding some cool, different, quirky features.
That sounds cool. Are you gonna ever like rework the whole entire map to make it from scratch, that kind of stuff?
Oh, I mean, we've had plans to do that in the past. Will we? Yeah, absolutely, of course. Anytime soon? No. Right now we're working on just finishing up Fortre. Like, yeah, we call it V1.25, but in reality, it might as well just be in beta. I mean, it's not.
Mm,
Fortre is not at its full potential right now.
mm. How much has Fortre made you?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think we've made over 4 million Robux so far,
That's a
if
lot.
not pretty close. It's decent considering that I'm starting to do this full time. Um, And since then, we've started to make, my goodness, around 50K to 100K a day, which is really good. But you got to keep in mind how much I'm spending on ads,
Yeah.
which it's not that bad. I would say I make, I don't know, it's hard to say, at least 350 USD a week, if not more.
Hmm. And what is your days like? And is it like hard, busy with CUSA and college and etc.?
Well, I'm doing this full time here. I used to roof in real life, so I did like manual labor. It sucked. I hated it. And now I'm kind of just following the dream, one step at a time. I've overworked myself the past month here, so I'm kind of just taking it easy. Like the guys behind us, you'll see SOCOM. That's kind of what I've been working on lately, getting away from scripting. But I plan on getting back into it really hard here. Like I said, I still do this full time, so it's
Hmm.
uh it's just not full development like it was. But it'll just be like a week break here, and I'll be back into it, and
Mm,
we'll see big updates being pushed out.
that's cool. Where do you think CUSA will be in 2022? Like bigger, the same, better?
Um, I think it's going to be a lot more immersive. It's going to be probably nothing close to what anybody sees it as now. The activity, the gameplay, everything's just I mean, the rate that we've been growing so far within this past month or two here, where I've actually started to do this full time, we've made so many changes to the game and along with the structure of our high ranks and divisions and all that. So I believe it's going to be something that nobody's really seen on Roblox before.
Mm,
That's the plan, anyways.
that's nice. Are you gonna add any more like divisions, like any new ones, or is this like all?
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. We're gonna be adding a bunch of divisions. Like I said, we want to make it as immersive as possible. In order to do that, we need to add divisions like that. We need to add new buildings, like the community theater. That's one of our plans.
Mm,
We just want to add a bunch of stuff for the community where they can come together and do certain things. It varies so much. I mean, and that's the whole goal here is just to have all these unlimited options available when you're in the game.
that sounds good. How has CUSA impacted your life? For the better, for the worse, or no impact?
I mean, that's a hard one. It's kind of mixed, with the drama that comes with it. I try to distance myself from it as much as possible, but some things are just absolutely unavoidable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I'd say it's good. I mean, like this is the dream job. I've been wanting to make games since I was probably 10, 12, 11 years old, around there.
Oh wow.
And here I am. I have a super active community. I appreciate it every single day. My staff team is phenomenal. I mean, we've made so much progress. It's amazing. I definitely I'm happy with where I am today, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. Where did the name Havoc come from?
I don't know, to be honest. I was just thinking of like cool, quirky names because it used to be Trump's. And I'm
Mm.
pretty sure that was before Donald Trump was president. I don't
Mm.
completely recall, but yeah, everybody's like, "Ooh, you like Trump?" And frankly, I don't really care for politics all that much.
Mm.
So it's like, I guess I like Trump, huh? Anyways, so yeah, I just did that, and now we have the Havoc family.
How'd you get enough money to start Kusa?
I went in debt. Um, so I maxed out. I had a phone as a contract, and it was with Verizon. And yeah, you get like you can pay like you can spend like $400, I think a month or whatever. And I spent that $400 on Roblox, and
Mm.
I couldn't pay for it the next month, so my bill just skyrocketed.
Oof.
Is pretty great.
Mm.
And then I ran out of money after that, and we didn't have that many people in game. I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. I can't just like stop. I need to make that money back.
Yep.
Um, so I started looking for investors in game, and along with just friends that would donate in general. I mean, I've had so many people that just donated expecting nothing back. I was like, wow, it was phenomenal. But the investors, I was probably wow like 200K in debt for like 2 months with them, and
Mm.
then 1 month we just started making all of this profit out of nowhere. I don't even think I added any substantial updates that would have resulted in that,
Mm.
but it happened, and next thing I knew, I paid them off in like a month after that.
That's cool. Have you ever led an army or had experience like this before? Before Kusa?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've been playing Roblox since late 2009, various accounts, and I think when I first joined, I originally, oh my God, I'm trying to think of that developer's name. I can't think of it. Is is like falling down the stairs or something. I remember Roblox was so much different then, dude. It was so weird, and I was so young. I faintly remember it. It's just like a whole different universe.
Mm.
But I actually got a message back from him because I was just this noob dude. And I'm like, how do I get ticks? He's like, make a game. I'm like, okay, yeah. 8-year-old me is gonna go make a game real quick. Um, and then I came back probably 9, 10 years old, whatever. I know it was a year after that. And fear was a thing. First Encounter Assault Recon. They revived not too long ago, which is pretty cool. But back then it was a whole different universe. I mean, it was pretty trash, but I loved it. It was like, wow, this is cool. And I got involved with that. Then I moved on to other clans. I was in Rat. Oh my God, what's their actual name? Roblox Assault Team, I think
Mm.
is what it is. I was in WIJ. I was in Vortex Security. All these original clans and stuff. And then I started getting into the Mill Sims a little bit. Wasn't really a big fan, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys. um, and from there, I got into USA groups after that. And then after the USA groups and that whole phase and a couple PD groups, I was eventually like, well, these groups kind of suck in the sense that they just copy each other. Like the
Yeah.
USA groups, they just have, ooh, we're just gonna have a White House. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow, Washington D.C. Let me go play that at the other game that has a Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Or like the military games. Ooh, we got a military base that new players can't enter. Wow, that's so cool. So what do the new players do? They just stand outside the gate and get shot if they try to cross
Yeah.
with an unfair advantage of being able to cross. I mean, it didn't make any sense. None of this made any sense to me. So I was like, why don't I just combine a military base with an actual immersive city where if people don't want to have anything to do with the military, they can go be a criminal in the city or just hang out with people.
Mm-hmm. That sounds
And
cool.
uh,
What is your favorite Roblox game so far?
Mine? That's it's like so egotistical, but I don't really play games anymore. The one game I liked the most was Hex. God, it was like Halo, but like Roblox. It was so good, dude. So good. I wish they would have continued that. Otherwise, it was like called War Games or something like that. That was another good one. I forget who that was made by, but that was really good. And the developers just like canceled the projects, and I was so devastated because those were my favorite shooter games. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Who is Thomas Havoc to you?
Thomas Havoc, bro. Oh my God. He was a close friend of mine. And yeah, things just kind of went south. I was gone for a while, and when I came back, I thought everything was really good. That he did a pretty good job. He kept everything up to date. And
Yeah.
then I found out that he was stealing my members, giving them invites to like some weird medieval group. Like we're a modern military group. That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
But I guess some people went with him because they like swords or something. So I don't know. I brought everybody to the parade square one day, and I made this announcement saying, if you're affiliated with this group, I'm gonna have to ban you. And he was right there, and next thing I know, he started yelling at me in front of like in a VC in front of like 40 different people. I was like, dude, just stop. It's like you don't have to do the group. Is all I'm saying. I was literally just trying to get him to stop, so I didn't have to fire him, but he kept going off. So I fired him, and after that, I just like started receiving a bunch of death threats, threats to swap me, this, that, bunch of admin abuse in the group. I mean, all this stuff that I never imagined would happen to me.
Hmm. How does all the recent admin abuse attacks make you feel, like Thomas's and the rank buyers and all the non, etc.?
Right. Well, we have a phenomenal staff team, so I mean, we handle it super. I mean, it's amazing. We can probably get 100 pages of admin abuse, and our staff team will get it fixed within an hour. Every single person's rank. We have our staff team trained in so that once they're done or they think they're done, they still have to go back through the audit logs at least like 3 times to make sure that it's fixed,
Mm.
which keeps me as a developer away from having to worry about that stuff myself. If it happens, they take care of it. I don't have to lift a finger. I don't have to stress over it. But the whole thing is like with the Thomas and the Connor thing, it's just it definitely affects me in the sense like mentally the fact that like people would go out of their way to try and bring me down like that.
Mm.
It definitely doesn't feel the best.
Yeah.
But we handle it really well for sure.
Hmm. What do you think about your current, the CUSA's, the Army's current state? Broken, fine, excellent, etc.?
Um, Considering how early into the stages of development we are, I would say that we are doing amazing.
Hmm.
I would argue that we are the best U.S. military group on Roblox,
Hmm.
without a doubt.
Hmm. How would you describe Thomas?
How would I describe him? Manipulating, uh, spiteful.
Mm.
I mean, no real good words. It used to be nothing but good words. He used to be so good at his job and do so much stuff for me. But
Yeah.
once I fired him, I seen this power hungry tendency that I'd never seen from him before,
Mm.
and that I should have seen before, to be honest.
Mm. Um, how much time a day do you spend at CUSA?
Too much. Um, yeah, I'm literally here around the clock. It's probably pretty unhealthy, and
Mm.
that's why I'm looking to take a break here and like from all of it for a bit, probably like a week or so,
Yeah.
get back into things.
Are you an American, or do you live in the UK or somewhere else?
That's the funny thing. Yeah, no, I am American. I don't like how like Marcus is. He's American and he owns a British army, or like I I I just personally don't like how people do that. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Like if you're Norwegian,
Yeah.
um, and you make a Norwegian army, like that's dude, that's super cool to me. I like that.
Hmm. What is your in-game moderation like? Strong, needs more people, needs help, etc.?
I mean, I suppose I kind of answered that earlier, but yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, we're the best we've been so far. Enlightened Havoc, my chief of staff, he's done an amazing job at managing our staff team. And same thing with what's his new username? Guided Havoc. He's done an amazing job too as
Hmm.
a department director. They're doing really good at taking these new staff members and training them in and making sure that they're following the guidelines. We have procedures for everything. Say you random kill, we literally have like a guideline for what punishment you're gonna get, what number of infractions it is, and then our mods or staff, whatever you want to call them, they have to put it into mod logs in our Discord server. Where our supervisors or whatever will look over it, make sure everything's checked out. Or if somebody already has infraction, they can look them up in that channel and you know, punish them for their second infraction or whatever.
Hmm.
Stuff like that. Cool and quirky.
Yep. And one last question:
Go for it.
Who is your favorite YouTuber?
That's that's unfair. I mean, if we're being realistic, I would go with
Jetro.
dude. I like
Jetro.
a lot.
Mm.
Um, I'm not really too into YouTube to be completely honest.
Hmm.
I I'm a big fan of like streamers, stuff like that. So I watch a lot of
Jetro.
videos, a lot of
Jetro.
and
Jetro.
yeah,
Mm.
that's pretty much it.
That sounds good. Well, thank you for this interview.
Yeah, of course, anytime.